this way for centuries, so we must trust no man. Learn to read your enemies, or they'll kill you where you stand. Soldiers, man your stations, this is what you waited for. Remember all your training as we go to war. Defending someone's life is much bigger than a legacy. We don't need your distractions or your homicidal tendencies. It seems to me you're neck deep into one too many pleasantries. Gee, it must be nice to be above all of this peasantry. Hesitant, reluctant with your kindness and your chivalry. Could've fooled me twice, but I can see what is in front of me. Don't know a damn thing about this thing we all call loyalty. Who the hell just died and made you motherfucking royalty? Bitch, we're not against friendly fire, we will kill. Trying to play God doesn't play out very well, does it? If you push our buttons, then it's likely blood will spill. Yes, if we find the need to slit your throat, we fucking will. It's been this way for centuries, so we must trust no man. And learn to read your enemies, or they'll kill you where you stand. So just man your stations, this is what you waited for. Remember all your training as we go to war. I am not your bitch, fuck the Congress, fuck the legislature. I am not on earth just so I can be your incubator. AK-47s, assault rifles, and a Glock, all the more protected than a woman screaming stop. And if you wanna fight, you got it, put them up, let's see them hands. 3.9 million women, meaning you don't stand a chance. And this right here's my temple, I have every right to choose. And if you trespass on my body, I have every right to shoot. Our mothers did not sacrifice their lives so we could die at some back alley abortion clinic. You have been denied. You took away our rights when we had nothing more to take. And you don't give a fuck about all of the lives you put at stake. So bitch, we're not against friendly fire, we will kill. Trying to play God doesn't play out very well, does it? If you push our buttons, then it's likely blood will spill. Yes, if we find the need to slit your throat, we fucking will. It's been this way for centuries, so we must trust no man. And learn to read your enemies, or they'll kill you where you stand. So just man your stations, this is what you waited for. Remember all your training as we go to war.
And there's like this mentality of believe all victims, and it's not believe all victims, it's believe all accusers, because in reality that's what they are. Because if an accuser is lying about being a victim, they are not a victim. The true victim is in fact the person who is being accused. So we have to like make sure that we're using the correct verbiage, and I think that helps us understand a little bit better like how to properly treat people, in my opinion.
My first experience was a good one, and I wasn't raped like you. Is that your problem? You're mad that I wasn't raped like you were? Is that your problem, that I wasn't sexually trafficked and I actually enjoyed sex, and you're so pissed that I enjoyed sex when I was a teenager? You just can't fathom that. You can't handle it. The idea of a teenager actually enjoying sex just completely blows your mind. And you're so disgusted. I can see by the look in your face. Oh my God, she enjoyed it.
I'm so disgusted.
About
if you just brought up my child's sexual abuse and tried to mock it and be like, I'm sorry you didn't enjoy being raped as a child, but I did.
I wasn't raped. Like, that's the difference. You're trying to say that I was raped. Just because you were raped doesn't mean I was raped. And that's the difference. Well, you're trying to put words in my mouth.
It wasn't an enjoyable experience for you.
Sorry, it wasn't. But don't be pissed at me that it was. I can't help that. But you don't need to be fucking angry at me because I had an experience that was good.
I really hope that they actually take the time to actually investigate and to listen to my side of the story before they just want to accuse me of giving false information.
Mm-hmm.
I did what I knew to do. There's a box under the seat from the condom. There's pictures. I tried everything. I did everything I could do.
What's going on, Taylor? Because you understand, if your dad goes to jail, he doesn't come back. At all. Okay? The accusation you're making, since you are 12 years old, and this has been going on since you were 9, he goes to jail. He doesn't come back at all. So that means you, your brother, and your mom don't have him at all. If you're mad because you got your phone taken away, let's say that now and be done with it. Because I have 3 stories that say you like to be with your dad, your daddy's little girl, you love to go with him because you like to get out of the house. But if it's not the truth, you're fixing to hurt a lot of people. A lot of people. Your mom's not going to have her car. Your dad's car is going to get taken. Your dad's not going to be able, the lawn business is gone. Your mom's going to have to deal with you and your brother going to school. School starts in 2 weeks in Polk County, 3. You're not going to be able to have your shoes that you want for school. What are those, the Roush Nike shoes? You're not going to be able to get braces. I hear you want braces or need braces. What is it, Taylor? I mean, we had to deal with your poor mom crying out there because we had to tell her that you're saying that your dad's been having sex with you since you were 9. That broke her heart. It would break her heart even more if it's not true.
Has Taylor made any kind of like dramatic stories or anything like that?
Which one?
Well, I mean, like with over the top stuff, like, you know, something just totally false that just does it, and you figured out.
Taylor, I think Taylor inherited it, as you would say, from the 2 biological, because she can tell some whoppers.
Okay. All right. Basically, Taylor, I guess, has made up these allegations, okay, that you are sexually abusing her.
Oh, whatever. No, absolutely not.
Polygraph.
No, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I've had sex with a lot of people in the shower with my eyes closed, if you know what I mean. I'm a man.
Okay, but daydreaming about it and answering questions in reference to the allegations are 2 totally different things.
Not really. No.
Okay.
What did I do for you to punish me?
But Taylor Cadle's extraordinary case raises questions about how, despite Sheriff Judd's tough-on-crime rhetoric, his department treated a child victim as a criminal.
Nothing that I did was I in the wrong. At all.
Taylor had a traumatic childhood. The state took her away from her birth mother when she was 7 due to violence and neglect at home. After a 1.5 years in foster care, she was adopted by her great-uncle, Henry Cadle, and his wife. But within months, she says he began sexually abusing her.
I kept it secret because going through foster care, it was already so much of a traumatic experience that I was scared to go back.
Over the next 3 years, she says Henry Cadle used long car rides to abuse her off this road. One day in 2016, Taylor disclosed the abuse to an adult member of her church, which launched an investigation by multiple agencies.
Okay, well, how old are you?
Almost 13. I'll be 13 in October.
That week, Taylor was asked to recount what happened to her several times. In a recorded interview with a child welfare worker, she went into detail, hoping she'd be believed.
and he pulled over on the side of the road and told me to get in the front seat.
But in a separate interview recorded by Sheriff's Detective Melissa Turnage, the tone turned confrontational.
If you're mad because you got your phone taken away, let's say that now and be done with it.
From the get-go, she was rude. Simple terms, rude. When she continuously asked me the same question over and over, I almost told her she should probably write down what I'm saying because I didn't feel like she was listening.
Turnage treated Taylor less like a victim and more like a suspect.
Do you want to go live back in foster care? Because more than likely, if he's arrested, they're not going to let you stay there. But if it's not the truth, you're fixing to hurt a lot of people.
Everything I told you earlier is not a lie.
Still, Turnage concluded that Taylor made it up. The detective wrote that she couldn't find Henry Cadle on gas station security footage buying condoms like Taylor said he had. And she couldn't pinpoint the location of the assault on that long stretch of road.
Every interview that we talked, she made me out to be a liar. And I told her time and time and time and time again that I am not the liar here.
There is no excuse for the manner in which this case was handled.
Jerry Seitz, a forensic expert who's worked with thousands of child abuse cases, listened to the interviews between Turnage and Taylor. She says Turnage's techniques were inappropriate, especially because very few children, less than 4%, fabricate stories of sexual abuse. But kids with traumatic histories are less likely to be believed.
Kids who have that history of adversity are the perfect victim because their offender knows they're not going to be as credible because they've had this difficult life.
There's no way with the details that I gave or the things that I said or certain locations that I could have fabricated that big of a story. There was no way.
Instead of Henry Cadle going to court, 13-year-old Taylor faced a judge for a charge of lying to police. She had no lawyer, only her adoptive mother, Henry Cadle's wife.
I walked into that courtroom, scared out of my mind, and my mom told me in the car to just plead guilty and get it over with.
She was sentenced to 1 year of probation with community service. She also had to write 2 apology letters, one to her abuser and the other to a sheriff's officer. Taylor's experience is like hundreds of sexual assault cases I found nationwide as part of a years-long investigation into police charging alleged victims with lying. Due to privacy laws, I could find only a handful involving children, one as young as 11. Throughout, there was a pattern of police missing crucial steps in investigations. But Taylor's case is unique because she vindicated herself.
My on-call phone rang, and it was the on-call supervisor for my unit.
Joel Dempsey was the detective assigned to the case when Taylor called the police to report she was sexually assaulted again.
There was a previous investigation that the victim was on probation for, and then I also learned that new evidence would prove that some of the victim's statements were true.
Using her cell phone, 13-year-old Taylor made sure she got bulletproof evidence this time.
She had taken some photographs with her phone. She also took pictures of an empty condom box, as well as the clock on the vehicle, and then a short video of what appears to be the suspect walking around the truck.
This is the exact phone that I used in the 2017 case. I pulled up the camera, and on this specific phone, if you just tap the screen anywhere, it just takes a picture. So in my head, I was like basically kind of like swiping, but in reality, I was taking pictures of everything that was happening.
Just like last time, she detailed the abuse to a child welfare worker, but with one big difference.
Everything that they didn't find evidence for last time, I kind of tried to make sure that it was there this time, just so that way my story would get believed.
The photos she took with her phone were graphic.
So it was very shocking to see that, very sad, but a fantastic thing that she was able to collect it.
In Henry Cadle's recorded statement to Dempsey, he was adamant he was innocent.
I got the impression that because of the previous investigation and the result of it, that he felt somewhat secure.
But I want to ask you plainly, did you touch her?
No, hell no.
Now's the time to tell me, so I can get out in front of it. We can try to handle, figure out what's going on.
No, nothing happened.
At 4:30 a.m., the detective confronted Henry Cadle with the evidence.
Hey, Henry. Hey. You wanted to see what I got here? The pictures?
Sure.
See this?
Okay. Okay.
You know who that is?
Yeah.
Who?
It's me.
Henry Cadle was sentenced to 17 years in prison for sexual battery of a minor. Taylor's criminal charge was overturned.
I don't remember any other case where the victim had the forethought or the intelligence to collect their own evidence and to be so thorough. Just unbelievable amount of presence of mind that she showed.
I reached out to Detective Melissa Turnage and her boss, Grady Judd, multiple times to ask for an interview. Turnage never responded, and Judd's office declined an interview and didn't answer repeated requests for comment.
Where was a person for Taylor? Where was a person to stand up to say stop and stop it now?
Since 2002, Florida State Senator Lauren Book has been working on state bills aimed at protecting victims of child abuse. She sent a letter to the sheriff's office requesting they look into how the system failed Taylor the first time around.
It happened to Taylor, and Taylor is enough to fix the system.
Senator Book says charging Taylor and letting her be assaulted again was entirely preventable, and properly trained professionals should have intervened at multiple levels.
You need to have people who are properly trained and who are in it to do the right thing and really walk a survivor through this process.
So let's talk about being trauma-informed and what that approach means.
Jerry Seitz trains investigators and law enforcement officers on how to help children who come forward with allegations of sexual abuse. She believes this is what could prevent a detective from doing this to another child like Taylor.
Certainly forensic interviewing has just really made a huge difference in child abuse cases, having people who are highly trained and understand linguistics and child development and how to approach kids so that they can gather accurate information in a neutral, supportive way.
Now a mom of two, Taylor is healing by giving her children the kind of safety she never had. She says she never received an apology from authorities, but hopes they use the lessons from her case going forward.
I want for them to understand what they did and to clearly see where they messed up, to truly see what happened and fix it. Because no child should ever have to go through anything that I went through.
Don't ask me how I'm doing, I'm gonna lie to you. I feel the need to please my people, it's just what I do. So dry your tears, I always got you, ain't as bad as it seems. I can't imagine if I lost you, you mean too much to me. I'm writing paragraphs to beg you not to end it all tonight, cause I know that you would always do the same for me, right? If the roles are reversed and I was fading away, you take my 13 reasons why and give me $1 million to stay? What do you mean you can't talk right now? I know it was a burden. No one wants to talk to me when I'm really hurting. And this is why I lie, why I smile and fake it all. Being broken isn't hot to you, depression's a turn off, so turn it on, pretend again that everything's okay. Save the mental breakdown, save the tears, ignore the pain. Wait till you're alone so no one sees you at your worst, cause the more you open up, the more it fucking hurts. Every time I open up, I know what you say. It's like you're so fucked gone, you think I'm insane. You said be honest, then you just walked away. No matter what I do, it's always the same. Wake up, save up, just play the part and don't talk. It's the middle, miserable dystopia. Don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. I give every everything I have, and it's still not enough. That's why the only thing left in me is just giving up. You say hang in there, baby, it sounds so easy and basic. I don't need your 2 cents, maybe you should save it. Taking too much credit for all your little cliches. You don't know what's in my head or why I numb my pain away. You don't care neither. What else is new? I don't need you to be fake, I needed someone to talk to. Every time I open up, I know what you say. It's like you're so far gone, you think I'm insane. You said be honest and you just walked away. No matter what I do, it's always the same. Wake up, save up, just play the part and don't talk. It's the miserable dystopia, don't talk about it. Wake up, save up, just play the part and don't talk. It's the middle, miserable dystopia, don't talk about it.